Welcome to lesson 3 of Pattern TA Mastery. So far we focused on bullish structures, but if you can't read a bear trend with the same level of confidence, you're leaving half of the opportunities on the table and you'll panic every time the market sells off. In this lesson, we're going to apply the same 3-degree wave logic to downward trends. How 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structures and ABC structures form in a bear market and how they break down into smaller wave structures and how they fit into the larger degree wave count. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to look at a sell-off and say, here's the trend leg, here's the correction, and here's where I'd expect the next leg down, instead of just guessing or getting shaken out. 3 degrees of wave count also applies to bear markets. In other words, when we have a downward trend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an A, B, C, wave 1s, 2s, 3, 4s, and 5s break down to a lower degree wave count and A, B, Cs. So what's the typical most common buying and selling behavior? Well, wave 1s typically break down to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can see this clearly over here. And if we drop down to a lower degree time frame, it will be even clearer to see. So we see this impulsive move, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now the wave 2 is even clearer to see. And the wave 2s, as we saw with the bullish example, an A, B, C is what we should anticipate. And we can see this really clearly on the right-hand side. We got this initial move up, a wave A, a wave B, and then a final wave C. This is really, really important because we're identifying the end of a correction, and this allows us to pinpoint. Now we're going to talk about this wave C and how it breaks down to a 5-wave structure. But this also applies to this wave C as well, where this will break down to even a lower degree wave count of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we can pinpoint this, we get a really, really tight short entry to trade this to the downside, which we actually did with this particular trade with oil. And how about wave 3? Well, as we saw before with the bull example, wave 3s typically break down to a 5-wave structure, and that is also true in a bearish trend, in a downward trend. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're looking for this 5-wave trend because often we'll use this information in a practical manner where we can identify that the end of a wave 3 is likely to be near, especially if it coincides with some of the other technical factors. So what about this over here? Well, over here we've got this initial impulsive move down, a wave 1, a wave 2, we've got some type of wave 3, wave 4, and a wave 5 of a wave 3. And this is 2 degrees of wave counts. Wave 4s, most common wave 4s are an A, B, C. Now there are a few different forms of corrections, and we will be covering a particular section on corrections, so we can upskill you on some of the advanced patterns. But you can see here it's broken down to a pretty clean A, B, C. And when we see this, we can anticipate that we're likely to see the trend to continue to new lows. So with wave 5s typically break down to a 5-wave structure. So wave 1 of wave 5, wave 2 of wave 5, a wave 3 of wave 5, a wave 4 of wave 5, and a wave 5 of wave 5. And this is very, very helpful to identify the end of a trend. So because initial move down, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, this is a pretty clear wave 4, and then a wave 5 of wave 5 to complete this downward trend. What should follow? Well, most often is an A, B, C as a minimum, and wave A's, they can break down to a 3-wave structure. So sometimes you'll see a wave A as an A, B, C. But what we're going to focus on is what more commonly occurs is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave A. And we can see this clearly over here. This wave 4 is much clearer than the wave 1 itself. But we can see we've got this initial move up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5 of a wave A. How about the wave Bs? Well, wave Bs typically break down to an ABC structure. So we're looking for an A, B, C in theory. And you'll be surprised at how frequently we see these patterns. We got this initial move down, an A, B, C of a wave B. So how we will dictate this is a wave A of a wave B, a wave B of a wave B, and a wave C of a wave B. And you're going to get very familiar with using this language, which allows you to have a strong technical opinion of the pattern position of the market. And last but not least, what about the wave Cs? Well, as we spoke about over here, Wave Cs typically break down to a 5-wave structure, and sometimes it'll be clearer than other times. But when we do get a wave 5 of a wave C, this can be very, very valuable information because it tells us and it almost pinpoints the end of a correction. So we've got this wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. And again, sometimes it's not as clear to see, and sometimes you can drop down to a lower degree time frame. So we're currently on a daily chart. You'll be able to drop down to a 4-hour chart, a 1-hour chart, where you'll be able to see the intricacies of these movements in a bit more detail. So why don't we just finish on that by removing the momentum indicator, zooming in over here, and actually let's just drop down to a 4-hour chart, and let's just see if the information becomes clearer to see. Well, as you can see over here, if I just bring that back up, let's just make it visible. I just want to make this visible on the 4-hour chart as well, so we can see what we've drawn. And we can just pinpoint, we can say that's the wave 1. We can see a nice wave 2 up here and down here. And then this last part of the move looks like a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. So you can see it's clearer to see on the lower degree time frame in terms of the 4-hour chart. When I go back to a daily chart, it's not as clear to see the intricacies. So that's why it's sometimes useful to be able to drop down to a lower degree time frame. So again, this is one of the most important pattern structures, a wave 5 of a wave C, because if we can identify this and the price goes below the wave 4, it's likely to continue to new lows. So we can now look for short trade opportunities where we can look to short the market. And then last but not least, let's just look at the higher degree wave count. So if we just bring this back in to the screen of the chart over here, the higher degree wave count, again, sometimes the opinion of the market will be clearer than others. We've got this initial move down of an impulsive structure, and it falls into a larger degree and then a corrective structure on the way up. And best practice is to label it as a 1 or A. Sometimes it could be a wave C, it could be a wave 3, but right now we'll keep it really, really simple. And then up here, most common is a 2 or B. And we'll put a question mark. What the question mark represents is that the confirmation has not come in yet. So we still need this confirmed to be more confident that it is what we believe it is. But what this allows us to do is to make a trading decision. Should we be looking to buy the market, sell the market, stand aside? Well, if we are confident that this is indeed a wave 2 or B, and how we would say this in practical terms is the market is in a position of a wave 5, of a wave C, of a 2 or B. If that's the case and it turns out to be this, then what should we anticipate? Well, we should anticipate this low to get exceeded and go to new lows. So therefore, we should be looking for selling opportunities to take advantage of this valuable information. So now you've seen that the same Elliott wave structure and 3-degree logic apply to bear markets, impulsive 5 down and corrective 3 up, and how that helps you spot when a downward trend is likely to continue to new lows. In the next lesson, we're going to lock in the 3 core Elliott wave rules that validate or invalidate a wave count. So you know when your read on the market still stands and when you need to throw it out and reevaluate before risking any capital. Before you go, if you want to see how the pattern edge actually behaves over a full run of real trades, click the first link in the description. It takes you to my FastPass simulator. You plug in your starting balance and risk per trade, and it will replay my last 100 plus live trades using the exact framework. You'll see the full equity curve play out. That includes winners, losers, and break evens, not just the highlights. That way you get a realistic feel for the journey and what this edge can and cannot do for your account size. It's historical data only, not a guarantee of future results, but is the exact edge we use on our live desk every day. When you're ready to go deeper and unlock the full 4-factor framework, pattern, price, time, and momentum, plus live trading desk for 30 days, the details are on that page. Otherwise, click through to the next lesson in this playlist and keep building your pattern mastery.